city of Philadelphia. As they call it, the city of brotherly love. Tourists come from around the whole world to see a bunch of historic sites, mainly the downtown area. It's a lot of things down there that you can see that's a part of history. There was a time when Harriet Tubman was freeing slaves through the city of Philadelphia. Philly always had a different energy to it. You come there, you feel accepted. Things can go great. But on the other hand, it's also a dark side of Philly. And on this dark side of Philly, it's surrounded by a bunch of wolves. Whether you grew up with them, whether you crossed paths with them, or whether you just happen to step on the wrong person's sneaker, things could get dangerous. So today I'm going to speak about an artist from the city of Philadelphia that went by the name of General Reezy. General Reezy, before rapping, before the world knew who he was, he earned his reputation on the streets. He was from a part of the city which we call Beriut, 12th and Huntington, where it's pretty much a no-go zone. People don't go down there for no reason. You got to know somebody. It has to be a specific reason that you are in this certain area of Philadelphia. And for those of y'all that don't know, this is a section of North Philadelphia. A lot of times you hear people from out of town and they just say North Philly, West Philly, Southwest. But what people don't explain is in every part of the city is different sections. In this section of Beriut, we also have one of Philly's own, a famous artist, a big artist by the name of Oschino, who was also from that section of Philly. And what a lot of people don't know is, before people knew who Reezy was around the world, before they seen him on Instagram and YouTube, Oschino was somebody that was always extending his hand out to help people, and especially people from his hood. So Oschino actually did features with General Reezy, and he also brought General Reezy up to one of the biggest platforms in Philly, which was the Come Up Show, Cosmic Keef. Come Up Show played every Friday night, 10 o'clock. And the jails go crazy when Come Up Show come on. That's one of the main joints that people look forward to when you incarcerated, besides commissary visits. And back then it was also on Sunday they had another show called Golden Girl, where people would get all sentimental, you know what I mean? But Friday night Come Up Show was a big situation. So not to get too sidetracked, General Reezy has been through the ups and downs. He's been in and out of prison. And his last bid that he did, his little brother, which we'll speak on in one of the, future videos, which is known as Bullethead. Bullethead was young guy, getting a lot of money, represented what they call Bullet World. You know what I mean? It was a team of guys that was also from that area, and they was getting to it. Bullethead was a kid when he got his life taken. He wasn't even 21 yet. And at this time, he was riding around in the city with Maseratis, BMWs. Very young and getting a lot of money. So at this time with General Reezy doing his last bid, Bullethead gets his life taken. Now, before this happened, Reezy was already a monster on the streets. He always had the street credibility and always brought the energy. He always was like a cocky type of person and had the energy. He lived by the mob rules for real. So with him getting released from jail and his little brother life was taken, it just turned him up even more. But one thing that I can say is Reezy was also looking for the bigger picture. he was also looking for a better route. And that's what made him go 110% on rapping. If no other time, this last time when he got released, I believe was in 2016, that's when he started going crazy, bro. Everybody knew him. And one thing that stood out a lot was AR-Ab, OBH. Also a big group from the city of Philly. We all know their story. And also that's another video in the future, but people saw how AR had his respect, how OBH had their respect. And people never talk heavy to AR in his face, whether they playing or whether, you know, it's a serious situation. One thing that sparked the internet was people saw how General Reezy would come to OBH and challenge artists, that he would basically smoke anybody in OBH. He was going that low. We saw the battle with Reezy and C-Dot, and shout out to C-Dot because C-Dot, you know, caught him off guard, and it happens to the best of them when it comes to this rap stuff. You lose some, you win some. But Dot is definitely a great artist, but at this time, I never seen OBH react to a guy like they did with Reezy. For instance, this particular battle with Reezy and Dot, one thing I never seen done was you had AR and you had Leak Moss, both of them. They were pulling their phones out.
I said, give it to him.
I'm writing rap. I'll put it out, man. I don't got no like with this, man. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to hear it.
Ain't got nothing else.
Listen, pick a date up. My live.
Hey yo,
Do y'all think Reezy should go at? Listen, do y'all think Reezy made it to the level where he can face off with me?
Before I cut my
He
live,
gotta go up the ladder.
Before I
You
cut
can't just face off with me. You gotta go up the ladder.
Man, I hit
You
the head.
can't face
I hit
off
the
with
head,
me.
then the body gonna fall.
He gotta go up the ladder.
I always went to war.
gotta go
I
to
always went to war with the bosses and treated and made the workers get naked and run off the block.
As General Reezy was, you know, getting very aggressive in this rap battle. And after the rap battle, he went straight at AR. He said I don't deal with workers. I go straight at the bosses. He always was known for talking heavy and always known for backing it up. But even with that, we know that they are friends of Reezy. So it was all positive play. But that was just a situation with wolves in the room and a respect level to one another. And it was also a situation where Reezy pulled up on Ab and started dropping stacks on the ground. Like, what's up? Like, you talking all this? Let's go now.
Cousin, you came up here with this, cousin. I'm trying to do whatever y'all trying to do, man. And
Hey, listen, hey, check this out,
I
Brent.
put the big fellas out. What y'all trying to do, man?
Hey, Brent, man.
Put that shit on the ground.
Hey, Brent,
What
man.
you trying to get into, man?
Hey, Brent, come on, man.
Let's go.
Man, what
Put this shit
you
on the
talking
ground.
about, man?
Let's get it.
What that about 40 on the
Let's
ground?
get it. Let's do it.
Huh? What we doing?
Respect the chip.
Huh?
I can't cover it, man. Let's get it. Can I hold a bean? Come on, man. Back the money. Put your bean up, too.
All these things right here is what built the character of Reezy to the world, where they saw that he wasn't just a rapper. He was really outside. He was really what he said he was. And it also came a time where Trendsetter Shady and AR and them, they fell out. And Reezy actually tried to mediate the situation. He tried to get both parties to chill. He said, both of y'all is my friends. Chill, let's just get to it. And we definitely don't do this on the internet. But even with the respect that people had for Reezy, their back and forth still never stops. But just to carry on, at this time, Reezy was smoking everything. He's getting mentions. He's connected with a lot of rappers from the city. Respect from Meek, Dream Chasers, you know, respect from pretty much damn near every rapper that was somebody from the city. Everybody was supporting Reezy and standing behind him because he resembled the guy that's solid from the streets of Philly, but also was good at what he rapped. And what he rapped had truth to it. What he rapped came from the heart. Whether it was him about struggling, or whether it was him about being young, growing up, and the old heads trying to bully him, and he had to hold his grounds. So he just had the gift of the gab, and he had one thing that some people don't have that can rap, and that's star power. He had the natural star power. So time is going on. Chief Keef gets attention. Reezy gets Chief Keef attention. Chief Keef come to the trenches and pull up on Reezy. Reezy out there.
Will, pill, like nigga, hold that. Hey nigga, hold that. No, Reezy, hold up. Hey man, that nigga should have ran when I rolled up. But it was 30 niggas out there. So what? I treat the whole clique, show them that they so what? You niggas swole cuts. Turkey hand. And when the wolf show his face, all them turkey scream. I get him hit 30 times for like 30 grand. Can you imagine what would have happened with 30 grand?
Reezy out there going off, spitting. Bar. Chief Keef loving him, man. We seen him on FaceTime with Chief Keef and everything. This is one of the things that were in the making that could have possibly happened at any given time. So Keef was going to put Reezy on. That would have helped out a lot. That would have also extended, you know what I'm saying, Chief Keef team. Because now you got the Philly connection, and Reezy got guys that he spit with. And on top of that, he affiliated with Ab and them. So who knows what could have came out of that. And also, speaking on Ab and them, it was a love, definitely all love at the end of the day. But just picture if Neck Up, you know what I'm saying, Chopper Drop, would have collabed with OBH. Them just being one army, one team, which I feel like that would have eventually happened. They would have been really holding the city down and would have really gave the city a big look. But through all of this rap stuff and everything that's going on with Reezy getting the attention, you still had real life street things going on. Allegedly, it was a back and forth situation on the streets. And you know, there was a life taken. And during this time, Philly, this is at the beginning where, you know, it was a big change in Philly. Philly always had issues with shootings and things of that nature. But at this time, this is where I have to say this was at the beginning of the drill wave in Philly. Where at this time, it was definitely a lot of killings that didn't have nothing to do with money or things of that nature. Meaning as though people was getting killed from lyrics just because you from this block or that block. When I was coming up, people wasn't really just going to war just because you was from over here. It had to be something done where maybe these guys, they might have better work over there. They taking customers, or they just tried to set up shop over here over a female, things of that nature. It wasn't necessarily life getting taken over rap lyrics or just because where you claim. Sometimes certain situations it was, but most of the time it was more of a backstory to it. So a young man get his life taken, and actually this young man was the brother of a guy that I know. And that he gets speaking on his documentary, because rest in peace to him. For those of y'all that's from round the way, y'all know who I'm talking about. So the young man gets his life taken, and the young man that gets his life taken is the son of somebody that was credible, getting bread, well known in his part of the city, in his part of North, which is a few blocks over from where Reezy and them is at. So the back and forth, it goes on, it goes this and that, and then all of a sudden, excuse that car alarm outside if y'all can hear it, man. I apologize, but we still gonna carry on. So it was back and forth going on with that right there at this time, but it's also a lot of other things going on in the streets. When you're a street guy, you have issues and problems with a bunch of different people. a lot of things can happen, man, where a person might hear something publicly or hear an issue publicly, and if a life gets taken, they will automatically try to connect that to that. What we had to remember is Reezy was a real street guy. He really stood on what he stood on. So one night he was out there and he chilling on his block. Chilling on his block like he always did. And two guys, they pull up in a car. One guy's in the back seat, one guy's in the front. The back seat rolls down and somebody leans out the back seat with an AK-47 and just start ripping, just start shooting at everybody out there. There was a lady that got her life taken along with Reezy. And also...
We are learning more tonight about the victims of a deadly drive-by shooting in North Philadelphia. 2 people were killed, 4 others were injured. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Holden is at police headquarters. Joe?
Yuki, good evening. Let me give you the tally on those who were hit by gunfire last night. Those 4 who were wounded, at least 1 has left the hospital. The other 3 continue to recover from their wounds, but the 2 who have died, their families now busy planning funerals. Homicide detectives are busy connecting dots. What triggered a storm of high-velocity gunfire on this street corner that killed 2 and wounded 4 others? Taisha Cooper's sister was killed. The grief-stricken woman had a message for police.
I hope that y'all find the killers. Anybody that knows something, I hope that y'all don't hesitate to talk. My sister was a 34-year-old woman with 2 kids with the heart of gold.
Police say the shooter was in a gray van and drove west along Huntington before turning left on 12th. Naisha Cooper and rap artist Avril Davenport, who goes by the name General Reezy, died at Temple Hospital.
They both suffered, frankly, devastating injuries to their chests. The AK-47 and that round, it's a rifle round, it's high velocity, and it does produce devastating injuries. It's a weapon of war.
A weapon of war used in a shootout that police sources tell CBS 3 was an act of retaliation. That detectives are apparently considering as possible revenge for a deadly shooting at 12th and Cambria last week, where 17-year-old Quasir Burley was killed.
And they didn't care that it was women, kids. They didn't care who it was. I don't even know what it was about.
And also others shot. You know what I'm saying? The other guys that got shot was definitely right out the hospital that same day. Now this day right here was a dark time for the city of Philly because people were standing behind Reezy. They wanted to see Reezy win, especially after knowing what happened to Bullethead. It was like he was carrying a torch for the city and carrying on Bullethead legacy, even though Bullethead wasn't a rapper.
In line between life and death. An SV Twiz film that shows the truth about what's going on in the hood.
I'm telling you, bro, I can't call it. I know. So yeah, cousin, if you're gonna be able to help me out with this job, like I need this one real bad. Like I'm not trying.
You've seen the rest. Now it's time to see the best. Starring Vodka 1000 Proof and SV Twiz.
Real nice one, like that.
A hood drama that shows you the meaning of money, power, and respect. Torn apart.
Yo, you really doing your thing with that girl.
Like, what's up, nigga? I can't call it, bro. Hey, yo.